Stardust wewe shoga.
Zi, mimi si
shoga.
shoga.
Wewe shoga.
Bana mimi si shoga. Unataka kuambia nini sasa?
Kuna unadeki, mbona unazitumia?
Hi, I'm H.G. Watson with Daily Extra, and today I'm with 3 brave Kenyan filmmakers who've decided to come out in advance of the premiere of their screening, Stories of Our Lives, at TIFF tonight.
My name is Jim, Chuchu.
My name is Njoki, Ngumi.
And I'm George.
You've made a film about the experience of being gay and lesbian in Kenya, and you made it anonymously initially. Why did you decide that you wanted to go public today at the Toronto International Film Festival?
The conversation about the anonymity of the film was more like we were concerned about the safety of the crew and the safety of the actors in putting our names on the film. We had a lot of conversations with people around the time of the release, and slowly we came to the decision that that would be more important for us to put our names on the film than to be anonymous, because people trusted us with their stories, people trusted us with their performances, and so we felt like we need to be brave enough to also trust people with our identities.
Right. And the stories, they were collected from all these interviews that you did, but they're not based, are they based on any single one story, or are they just sort of pieces that are taken from the interviews?
The 5 vignettes are kind of composites of all the stories that we collected. There were some stories that really stood out and formed the basis of many of them, but then they're all kind of stitched together from many different experiences. Yeah.
Some of them, when the people were telling us the stories, their words were the basis of the script. We didn't have to change anything, almost. And then some of them, we just kind of had to feed into them a little bit to make the narrative a little stronger.
Tukuangi intimate nje ya hizi worlds. Mzee akituuliza, tunadai cinema sisters. Kila night mushanga Kenya tutadu ile day watatukujia.
What are you hoping audiences take away from it when they leave the theater?
I think so far we have learned that there's a way that this anti-gay battle also has international dynamics about where it gets its funding and how it's represented when it goes out. So we are meeting a lot of interesting opinions about what's going on in Africa as a whole and in Kenya, and so we are learning that we also have a lot of explaining to do about the local specifics, because our neighbors in Uganda are in a really hard space right now, but Kenya is very different, and I think sometimes it's difficult for the foreign countries to see just how different the neighbors can be despite being so close.
Right.
And also that the fact that the anti-gay movement is getting a lot of funding from places like the right-wing American churches, then it means that the dialogue isn't necessarily about why is Africa so anti-gay, but it's also a question of why does foreign money get used to make things very difficult in other countries.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
One of the biggest questions that we've been meeting everywhere is, do you want to run away? Will you go back? What if the film, what's the backlash? Are you afraid? And we're like, yeah, stuff can go wrong, but we love our home. And many countries around the world are grappling on how to deal with their tough issues, their controversial issues, gender identity, sexual diversity, whatever they call it, wherever they call it, religion. But unfortunately, the bodies of Black people, the bodies of Africans are the places where this war happens. And so I am not afraid to go back home. Shit can happen, but I want to go back home, you know. Thing is that I just think that this film should go into that space that also shows the subtle stuff, how people relate, how people feel when they touch one another, how people smile, what people eat, what love feels like, even if it's not accepted.
The thing that moves us most about this film for ourselves is that it's a love story. It's love stories that weave into other love stories, and refer back to so many other love stories that haven't been able to be seen or heard. And we're really proud of it. We're so proud of it, and we're really happy that it got here and that we're here to be able to represent it and the people who gave those stories to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming to share your story with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.